Oh, okay. Katarina, I am recording my screen. So let's see if I can do this. Alright, so you want to download this app, KindMaster, to your phone. They have a premium version, which I pay $40 a year for. But I don't think you really need it for what you want to do. So if you download it, you can just use the regular version. So I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna make a video really quick just to show you real fast how you use the app, if I can find it. Alright, so here's the app. I use this app here. I also use this app here. This one is good too. Oops, I don't want to do that. It's called Power Director. This one is good, but it doesn't have as many like cool transitions and effects, but you're probably not wanting to do all of that, so either one of these will work. I'm gonna open this up here, and as you can see, I make videos all the time. I probably should delete some of this because once the video files are not on your phone anymore and you've already exported them and edited it, but then you deleted the files, if you go back into an old timeline, all the files are missing on your phone, so you can't edit them anymore. So you usually would just delete stuff like this. But I still have this SD card for that video, and I never finished it, so I'm not going to delete that. But we're going to start a new video by pressing this circle right here. And then depending on how you want it to look on your PDF, you're going to select one of these formats. The 1x1 is good for like Instagram or profile videos, stuff like that. The 9x16 is good for it's good for Facebook, because a lot of people, when they're using Facebook, they're just holding their phone like normal, so it's good for that. You would probably either want to choose that one or 16x9 for your PDF file. Not really sure if you're trying to put videos on your PDF, then is that even possible? I'm not sure. But if like your PDF is going to be an online link to where they can download the online file and then they can view it, and it has a video on the file, like as they're scrolling down, there's videos throughout the instructions that are giving little short videos of how to do things, then I would probably use 16x9. So anyways, we're just going to select one of those. You choose which one is going to be the best format for you. And then you're going to just start putting stuff in the timeline by selecting media. When you select media, you're going to get a whole bunch of list of all the different folders in your phone. I like to try to organize everything and give everything different names for different things. But for the most part, it'll have DCIM or camera for just the stuff that you've recorded on your phone. So I've been meaning to make this video of Avari and Lillian playing in the puddles the other day, so we'll go with that. Right here I'm selecting this video, but it's saying that the frame rate of the video clip is over the maximum supported 30 frames per second. Would you like to re-encode this clip at 30 frames per second? No, we don't want to do that. So let me see here. Alright, so what's going on there is that's a slow motion video. So I'm trying not to confuse you, but basically I was gonna make a slow motion video with Avari and Lillian and put some music with it, but that application cannot recognize the video that my phone took. So what I have to do is come in here and I have to actually save this as a video. So now if I back out, you see here, this one is the slow motion video that the phone took, that the phone can understand how slow the frames per second are in that file. But this video here is the one I just saved, and I'm pretty sure that now if I go back to KineMaster, back out of here, click media again, and go back in, now when I go to DCIM, there should be another video. So yes, now there's an extra one that should work. No? This one. Okay. See, now it works. See how I did that? So I don't know if you're going to be doing any slow motion videos, but if you are, that will help you. Basically, I had to select this video to be able to put in there. So basically, I'm going to go to this. So I just transferred this video to a saved file. Then I'm going to go to, now I'm going to go to this one. Go. I'm going to save it. So you just want to get it to right where you want it to be slow mode at. That's good there. Alright, we're going to save this file. Saves pretty quickly. Back out, come over, play this one. Go! Oh, that's the same video, I'm sorry. Play this one. This is the third video. Jump! Okay, we're gonna save that one. Alright, so now that I'm not confused when I'm in Power Director, all of these that have the little circles like that, we're just going to delete them because we don't need them anymore. Because now we've actually saved the slow motion videos that will allow KineMaster to be able to actually read them, because it can't read those other files because they're just, the frames per second are way too high, and KineMaster can only go up to 60 frames per second, and those slow-mo videos on your phone are usually like 120 plus frames per second. So go back to DCIM, and we're going to scroll down to where those videos are. I think I passed them. Yeah. Okay, so I think we need this one. Wait, that's the same video. Alright. We need this one and this one. So it's hard for you to see what I'm doing with my fingers, but I'm taking, you know when you're looking at a picture and you pinch to zoom in? That's what I'm doing right now to the timeline, and I can zoom into the timeline and make the timeline get way bigger, or I can pinch and squeeze in to zoom out of the timeline. You see this? See how I'm doing that? So you can zoom in and zoom out of the timeline to get more accurate into where you want to add in cuts, like you want to split this, or let's say you want to go back, you made a mistake, you press this button in the top left corner over here, and it will redo whatever you just did. So let's say that we love this image of Avari in the air, right? So we can come right here and we can hit the cut button, and we can select split and insert freeze frame at the bottom here, and it will take that and make a picture. Like basically it'll freeze it right there, so you can do stuff like that. I'm gonna press the back button because I don't want to do that. These things in between each video, so these are the 3 different videos we chose, right? I'm gonna zoom out of the timeline. We got 1 video, 2 video, 3 videos, right? So if you zoom in to a certain point, boom, you see the in between the videos. These are called transitions. Over here I have a bunch of transitions because I have the pro version. You will have transition as well, but you won't have as many. You'll see this button where you can get more, but it's not going to let you get more unless you get the pro version, so just be aware of that. But for what you want to do, probably the simple regular transitions will do just fine. Sometimes I like simple transitions better than the other crazy stuff. So we're just going to do simple stuff for right now. We're going to go to the classic transitions at the bottom. But I mean, they have all kinds of crazy transitions like this one, stuff like this, cracked glass. There's just all kinds of stuff that you can do to make one clip go to the next clip is basically what these are. These are transitions. My favorite is probably this one, the Luma Fade. I really like this one, especially if you increase the time that it takes to transition. It really looks kind of cool. I like how it does that. That's one of my favorite ones. Accelerate. That's one of my favorite ones. But anyways, those are just transitions. So we're going to stick with just classic fade transitions right now. Keep it simple. Now I'm going to show you how to add music. Basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just look over here to the right. It says audio. You're going to click on audio. First of all, you're going to need to have music on your phone that you want to use. If you don't have any music on your phone, this app does have music files. So probably I have more than you would normally see because I have, like I said, I have the pro version, but it is going to have some decent songs. I actually like the music on this app. Let's see which one would be good for what we're doing right now. If you want to listen to a song, you're gonna click on the left on the word of the song, or just click the play button to hear what the song is. And then when you want to add it to the timeline, you're gonna click the positive button, and then it's just gonna add it to the timeline. You can scroll over. If there's a part of the song that you don't want, you can cut it out. You can click wherever that line is in the middle of the screen. When you touch the timeline, wherever that line is in the middle of the screen, you can go to trim, split, and you can split it, or you can split to the right of the playhead, which will cut everything to the right of it, or you can split everything to the left of it. So let's say that like you don't like the first 10 seconds of a song, you can skip ahead. And like let's say a song just takes too long to get started and you want it to just be already started when the video starts, you can just skip ahead and then click trim to left of playhead. And then you're going to hold down on that song. hold your thumb down on the song and slide it over, just like that. Scroll back and then play it.
Saturday.
Okay, so basically after you got your transitions in, and like let's say you go through the video and you just want to get all the action spots, you can cut out whatever you want to cut out. You can split it up, you know, like you can split this up and then you can take this and you can drag it over here, and then you can, you know, just make the video mixed up instead of being all in one. Add some transition here. Okay, so I'm gonna try to make this shorter. Now see how the music ends here? And they're not really doing any, well, Lillian jumped right there, so they're kind of not doing anything for a while. Looks like I've already made one big splash here. So that was kind of cool because it was like a good ending. So we'll cut that right there. We'll split that right there and we'll drag this to the end. And then there's this big section right here where they're kind of just standing around laughing, not doing anything. So we will cut that and then we'll back up and we probably just delete this. So delete that and we come right here. This is a really cool part right here. I like this. So we're gonna cut right here and see how that the music is still going further than the last clip. So we're going to go to speed and I'm gonna slow it down even more, just so it looks even a little more cooler. Now, so you see at the end, what you would want to do is you're going to go, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going a little too fast. You're going to click on settings over here on the left, and then you're going to click on video, and then you're going to want it to fade out to give it like a little professional look. You can make that last however long you want. I'd say for how they were just singing and they ended, 4 seconds would be good. You want to fade it in, 2 seconds is good there. Maybe even fade in the audio. So you click on audio and you got fade in and then fade out the audio. Fade in of audio 1 second, 2 seconds fade out. And then at the very end, what I like to do to make my video fade out even more is take a picture of nothing. Just put your phone down on like a table with the flash off and take a picture of just like black. Or just find a picture online. Just type in the word black on Google and find a black picture. So here's my black picture that I took the other day. I'm going to add that in, right? And then I'm going to fade it with a transition. So, or let's just give it like a little pizzazz at the end. No, let's just keep it normal. Sorry. Alright, so boom. And then it's done. Now, you can go here to layer and you can add layers. So that's a whole nother ball game in and of itself, and I'm trying to keep this video as short as possible. But basically, you could come here and you can grab other videos and you can layer them on top of videos. Which is pretty cool because you can make them big or small. You can put them over here. So let's say you want to record yourself doing something with your hands, but then at the same time you have another camera recording your face talking. You could put your hands doing something here in small and your face on the big screen, or vice versa. You can also make this really large, and you can come over here to alpha and you can scroll this down and you can kind of blend them together to where a clip is in a clip. So I mean, once you start doing stuff like that, you're getting a little more advanced, but that's why I love editing, because you can just sit here and you can edit for hours and make layers on top of layers and make crazy stuff. Now here comes the most important part of a video edit, is filters, because you want your video to look good, right? Or nobody's gonna want to watch it. So click on, which I'm sorry that I didn't say it before, but it's best that when you bring the files in that you actually want to use, to go ahead and filter the files before you start cutting and trimming. Because if you do a bunch of cuts and trims, like see over here we have a couple of different cuts, you're going to have to select each and every one of these and filter them. And it's going to take longer. Whereas if you had just the 3 original files and you filtered those 3 files, you only did it 3 times. But if you cut a bunch of times and trimmed a bunch of times, you're going to have to filter a whole bunch of different files. And sometimes I mess up and do that myself, but try to remember that. Once you get all the files on the timeline that you want to use, go ahead and add your filter and your volume. Like if you want to turn any volumes down or up and stuff like that, go ahead and do all that stuff first before you start cutting and trimming. So we're just gonna, for me, lately I've been liking this Vivid #1 filter, but you can go through all the filters and just see which ones look good for you. There's all kinds of crazy stuff that can make the videos just look different. But for me, I like Vivid #1 for stuff like this. So I'm gonna change all of them to Vivid #1 just so the video is universal. So then I'm gonna, if I take my thumb onto the timeline and I don't hold it down, I just touch it and then drag it, I can skim through the timeline and I can check and make sure every single file looks the same color. So I don't want the color changing as I go from file to file. So like let's say this one, I turn the filter off. So if I'm going from here to here, see how the color changed and it doesn't, see that? You don't want that to be happening in your video. So you got to make sure you have the filter on all your files by dragging across the, you're basically speeding everything up and just you're checking and making sure the color is uniform across the whole video. And then yeah, after you're done with that, you can also add layers of text. So let's just say Avari and Lillian. Not so muddy puddles. because they said let's go outside and play in muddy puddles, but there wasn't actually any muddy puddles, but they still found some puddles, so we'll call it not so muddy puddles. You can go, I'm not saying what I'm doing, I'm sorry, I'm going so fast. Alright, so after you click on layer and you type in some text, once you type in that text, you will have this over here on the side. If you click up here, you can go back and edit the text. If you click here, you can edit the font. They have all kinds of different fonts. You can get more fonts from the store up here in the top right. And the store is really cool. It's gonna make you want to go ahead and purchase the Pro, because they don't give you everything unless you purchase the Pro. You can get music here, you can get fonts, you can get overlays and stickers. I mean, you're gonna be searching on this forever looking at stuff. I mean, I've looked on this thing hours and hours I've spent on this app. But yeah, you just find a font that looks good for you. I'm gonna keep it on this Great Vibes font, and then you can choose the color, which is beside this scissors here. You choose that. You can change the color. You can have no color. You can scroll this down. This is making it transparent. So if you scroll down further, you can have an outline. You enable the outline. Change the outline to something girly for the girls, like pink. You can make it thinner because that looks ugly. So like, let's say we go back up here and we add this back in. You can blend it. You can multiply it, screen it, soft light it, hard light it. Usually me, I like to overlay things. I think overlays look pretty good. You just have to choose the right colors. So let's see here, that's not working. This video is gonna be so big, you're not even gonna be able to put it all in Messenger probably. I'll probably have to cut it in half. Have 2 parts or 3 parts. So let's say that I've already jumps and lands right there, right? Boom. Okay, so we're going to drag and drop this right to where she jumps and lands, and we want this to pop up when she lands to give it kind of like an effect, like she made it happen, right? So that's called animation. In animation is when the text first comes up on the screen. The overall animation is what the text is doing while it's on the screen, and then the out animation is what the text is doing as it's going away. So always make your text do something when it finishes, otherwise it's just gonna pop, it's just gonna disappear like that. And I mean, that can be okay for certain things, but for the most part it's good to make it like fade so that it kind of slowly disappears. And you can make that animation longer or shorter depending on how you want it to look. 2 seconds should be good for that. So we're going to do the in animation as a pop, like she, let's see. Pop outward, pop down, pop up. Yeah, let's do pop up. So jump. So that was a little too quick. We're gonna take that up a little bit to there. And this is where you're gonna want to use your zoom, because the more you zoom in, the more accurate you're getting. So you can make it to happen like as soon as she lands, you want this popping up. So see, that was a little too far away. That should work.
Saturday.
Alright, so now that you've made the video and it's all finished, you're going to where is it? You're gonna hit this share button. Oh, also this button here will take screenshots of whatever you're looking at. So if you want to take a video still or a video capture and take a picture of something in the video, you just hit this button and you can capture and save, or you can capture and add as a clip or add as a layer. So you can do stuff like that, just to let you know. But once you're finished with everything, you just hit this button here, the share button. I usually export at the highest possible everything to make it the highest quality. Make sure this is all the way to the right and this is all the way at the top. Now if you're recording and you're using some camera that has a really slow frame rate like 30, then you probably should export at 30, because exporting at 60 on a video that's only 30 can make the video look glitchy and weird. So if you ever find that your video is looking glitchy or weird, just try to change what the frame rate was and it might fix it. But yeah, you just hit the export button and wait for the video to export, which, depending on how long the video is and the quality of the video that was taken and what's going on in the video, the more movement, the more things that are happening, like let's say tree leaves that are blowing in the wind, stuff like that. It's just a lot of detail and a lot of things for the phone to process, so certain things take longer, especially like my drone videos, because the drone's moving very fast and a whole lot of stuff is moving by the screen. So this video shouldn't take long at all because it's super short and it's just Avari and Lillian jumping up and down in the parking lot, so it's not very extensive. But I hope this helps you, and once this finishes, it should be in a file or folder on your phone called KineMaster or Export. And then you go there and you can watch it and share it and or put it onto anything that you want. Oh, and the first thing you want to even do before you start making a video is you want to title it. Sorry. You're going to click right on the title and just name it whatever you want. That way, when it's finished, it actually saves the file as what you saved it as and not just some random number. But even if you forget, you can just go to that folder. So mine's gonna be, where is it? I'm like blind right now. Export. Should be called export. Oh my gosh. Where is it? Oh, it's at the bottom right there. I couldn't see it because it's all black, because I started the video off with a fade in, so you're not going to see it. So don't overlook that. If you fade in your video, the video is going to be black on your folder because there's nothing being shown at the beginning of the video. All these images that we see here are basically the very first part of the video. So you're going to click on that, this is the video here. Fade it in like that. So we're going to go up here and click on details and then edit, and then we can rename the file. We don't want it to be named some number 1440p. We want it to just be named puddles. And then save. That way it's easier to find in your phone. Because if you're ever in your phone and you just swipe down, or no, what is it? Swipe up. Yeah, swipe up and use the search finder. You can type in puddles, MP4, and then there's your video. So that's why I like to name my files every time I make a video, so that you can easily find them instead of having to like try to look for a number or just a picture that might not be a picture if you faded it in. So yeah, I hope this helps you. I really hope that you can get everything you're doing together, because you look like you're very determined to, you know, just be independent, and I really like that. I love that a lot. So best of luck to you. If you have any questions, just let me know.